Little soundbite for you.
I just want to report this morning I personally checked John McCain's bearings.
Whatever that means, Mr. Lieberman. I don't know what you were doing that morning, but I'm sure it was not quite anything I wanted to know. Sounds way personal. Today, on the eve of the House resolution that helps to fund the war a little further, only this time it's a little different. Rather than funding the nuclear warhead bunker busters intended for Iran or any of the other monies, the House of Representatives has come up with a resolution that they hope will be the last one they have to deal with while Mr. Bush is in office. That having been said, the Republicans ran in the House, and I've watched some of this floor footage. There's nothing more boring than the House of Representatives sometimes. But they were all running around screaming about pork barrel additives. Well, the pork that they're referring to happens to be the GI Bill, new Medicaid funding for injured soldiers coming home. And we're not talking like scratches and scars. We're talking about missing limbs and missing eyes, and some of these guys come back and they're burn victims from head to toe, and I've seen some of them, and thank you. From me to you, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for following orders. Most of those orders were unlawful, but few of you had the ability to be able to distinguish the order or realize its intent. A lot of you, now that you're home, you do, and you're trying to make waves that stop this onslaught. But what the House of Representatives did, they ended up cutting away. I mean, they definitely approved money for the troops, and they definitely approved, but they did away with anything that was extra for those troops, either on their return or for the call to come home. And George Bush said if it was earmarked money, he would veto it, because he wants to spend that money however he sees fit. And you have to remember, it's already been said there's enough money in the pipeline to Iraq as it is, no pun intended, to continue funding the war for at least another 5 years. I saw the dormitories, and I saw the new embassy photos. I saw the layout and the walkthrough, and it's really a mess. It's a beautiful structure, but it's not going to last. There's no sense in admitting that we're going to win this war. There are no winners, and that's really their ego. They don't want to be known as the losing presidents. They don't want to be known as the guys who lost the war, but they're not really the guys who would have won the war anyway. The war is unconstitutional, therefore unjust. Now this piece of legislation is on its way to the Senate. They're hoping that they can do something that the House of Representatives couldn't do, and then send it back to the House for approval. But it doesn't matter. Whatever these folks are trying to do for the troops themselves isn't going to affect anything, because Mr. Bush has already said that he's going to veto it. Well, that would require a 2/3 vote in order to override his veto, now wouldn't it? And that's all that we can hope for. You want to truly support your troops, regardless of where you come down on either side of the war, call your congressman, let them know that you support the troops and you want to see every part, the GI Bill, the VA funding, and the payment for the soldiers to go through as is, unchanged, because it seems like a good piece of legislation. I read through most of it, and I was pretty happy with what I saw. The only thing that I see, that's wrong with it is when Mr. Bush turns around and says that he's going to veto anything that doesn't let him spend the money however he wants. Those troops, when they come home injured, dismembered, they need our help. So this is a good piece of legislation that's going to get pushed by the wayside, because Republicans in the House and Republicans in Congress say that it's misappropriation of funds, and all of it should go however the president wants to see or deem it fit that it should be spent. But no, we need to stop this, and I've already called my congressman to point out my support, and let's hope that the House of Representatives gets it back in a really good format that helps them to be able to do everything that they're intending to do. So, shout out for the troops, shout out for the soldiers in service and in service time. Stay strong, guys. We're fighting the best we can here on this front. Keep your head down. See ya.